Welcome to the new video about Chaos Zero Nightmare, and today, as you see, I was able to reach level 40 with my captain. So basically I unlocked the second one mode in Chaos mode, which we're going to speak a little bit in details. But in general, the main topic is going to be about what should you focus on after reaching level 40, what kind of activities to do, how to manage your resources more correctly. Maybe some things are going to be kinda obvious and you already know and understand this, but I believe it's still kinda important to discuss it and provide my point of view. Also, a little bit about future plans in terms of this game. I'm still planning to cover it, but as you understand, probably there are not that many things to provide in terms of guidances or something like that. Let me know in the comment section below, guys, what do you think, what kind of content it should be. From my point of view, it's going to be like maybe certain showcases of different moments, interesting runs or something like that, maybe interesting builds, and discussing this stuff, doing live streams and so on and so forth. Yeah, I'm curious, let me know in the comment section below what do you think about it, guys. So with that being said, now let's speak about the most important aspects. I'm not going to speak about the story mode and battle missions, that's pretty much clear that you should focus on it and clear it as soon as possible. But when we're talking about what kind of thresholds we're going to unlock and what should we focus on during progression with our account, obviously is going to be leveling up your characters. And here I should admit that amount of resources that's required for leveling up your characters is going to be just freaking insane, as you can see. But yeah, the most important tip here is to choose probably 3 or 4 characters which are going to be the most important for you. As you can see, I chose myself Rin because she's one of my main DPS units. I'm using her in pretty much everywhere. Sometimes I'm using Haru, and for certain stages she's going to be just perfect. Halip is just great defender and additional DPS unit with AoE abilities. Cassius still, I believe, is one of the best support units for pretty much all team compositions that we have. Mika, another one great option here, and I just ran out of resources. As well, when we're talking about breaking their limits, like to break their limit you need to farm certain materials. When we're speaking about farming these materials, obviously you're going to unlock level 5, so before you're going to reach level 40 with your captain, ideally you need to save certain amount of stamina, because here obviously the drop rates are going to be way better in terms of books, in terms of these materials for limit breaking your characters. And as you can see, there are no basic drops like the first books which are able to use yourself from leveling up from 10 to 20, I believe, and maybe even from 20 to 30. Here are only tier 2 and tier 3 books are going to be provided, and amount is going to be obviously higher. So that's the first important moment to mention here about your characters. The other aspect is going to be obviously about their potentials, and you will be able to unlock new nodes. So here is the other one moment to focus on and spend certain amount of energy, resources to get yourself unlocked further nodes and progress with all the previous nodes higher. They're important, they're helping a lot in terms of runs and so on and so forth. So yeah, don't forget about it. As well as for your partners which you're using for your characters, kinda an important one aspect to progress them further to level 50, farm this, and it's going to take quite some time, you should understand it. Now a little bit about Chaos. So what should you prioritize? Obviously in Chaos Manifestation, after completing certain level in story mode, you're going to unlock the final one stage. First clear, I believe, is going to be important to get certain amount of experience and drop rates, like in terms of loot. But after that, farming Chaos, I believe, isn't going to be like really that important, because when we're speaking about the zero system, just a second, yeah, so we're going here, you're able to basically reroll yourself different maps. You're able to get yourself, let's say, a legendary map where you are going to have a high value in terms of saved data. Basically, all the cards, all the epiphanies, all the divine epiphanies that you're going to farm, with higher chances you're going to receive yourself in your final deck and utilize it in all the other modes. So it's going to take quite some time, it's more difficult, it's more challenging, maybe it's going to take even more time, but definitely it's going to worth to build finally proper decks with high value in terms of data. Another important aspect to mention is going to be about gears, finally. So when we're going to simulation, let me just show you real quick the memory fragments. I'm calling them gears. You're going to unlock yourself legendary pieces and overall improvements in terms of stats. They're going to be better, and these are pieces of gears that you wanna work on because they're going to give you the most amount of value. Another aspect is going to be about the weekly boss. Here, after completing certain chapter which you will have access to, you will be able to unlock this one stuff, and this is going to be also an important one to farm. That's one is you're going to spend the most amount of time, because these materials which you're going to have here, they're going to be needed for unlocking potentials for your characters for the latest nodes. And probably I believe the last important aspect is going to be about crafting. Behind my camera you can't see these, but when you're going to memory fragments, here on the bottom left corner there's going to be a craft button. When you're going here, basically you're able to craft yourself any artifacts, any gears. It's just going to take you some materials, some resources, which you're able to get yourself from dismantling memory fragments at a legendary quality, which you're not going to use, for example, which are going to be kinda useless for your specific case, for your characters, which you're going to use. Why is it important? Here the main thing is going to be about certain gears where you're able to choose stats for this piece specifically, but yeah, it's going to require you to have these legendary fragments materials, which you're able to get, I believe, from Arc City Nana shop, which is going to cost quite a lot if I recall it correctly. And from the shop, when we're talking about the Zeronium shop, I already bought it. Here the currency which you're able to get yourself from the other mode, which is going to be the Basin of Hyperspace, Dimensional Dawn. So again, finishing this stuff is going to be an important one aspect, and buying it because they're quite an expensive and rare materials. About suggestions in terms of memory fragments, I believe the only important set that you need to focus on in terms of crafting is going to be or with the crit rate or this one with crit damage, but get yourself additional stats for the crit rate. Otherwise it's not going to work, and this one set I believe is going to be suitable for majority of DPS units, at least those which have quite a cheap cards. In most of the cases they're going to be like 1 AP cards, and among them they're going to be Rin, Meilin, and some other characters as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I believe these are like the most important parts which I wanted to discuss about after reaching yourself to level 40 with your captain. If I forgot something, let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and see you guys in the next one. Take care.